Hi, this is Tara Greene, and it's Spring Equinox 2015, March the 20th. It's also International Astrology Day, and it's also called Ostara in the pagan New Year. So this is really New Year in a nature-worshipping culture, society. So I thought I would do a tarot reading. Now this is a brand new tarot deck. I broke it out today, first day of spring. We're going to initiate it at this point. It is the Crowley Thoth deck, which I have used for since 1990 when I first really seriously took up learning tarot again. So this is a brand new deck, so I'm going to give it a lot of shuffling. So we've just had that very powerful total solar eclipse earlier today. So the spring equinox or autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere is always a big gateway, a big push. And the solar eclipse was at 29 plus degrees, the very last of the last degree of Pisces. So it signifies we're at the end of a very, very long, 26,000 year long cycle. And we're stepping into the new. And on my website, I talked about what the astrological aspects are. But I thought what I do is like a regular tarot reading of what I can offer as service to you with my cards. So, I use my special Herkimer diamond crystal to cleanse the cards using both ends. And I use it on myself to open all my chakras as I work. You can't see this, but this is what I'm doing. All right. So, okay, we're going to do this traditionally, which is with my left hand, I divide the cards into 3 piles. And I put them back together. And then I divide them again into 3 piles. And then I put them back together again. And I divide them again into another 3 piles. And then I decide where to start. Okay. Now, the first card is the Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups. So the princesses represent the earth or the manifestation of the elements. So this is the earth of water or of the emotions. And it represents being clear in our intention. Okay, Pisces is also water, so I believe that's a statement on that. Now, we have the Knight of Cups. So even though I've shuffled these cards, the Knight is the balance. He's the fire of water. So he's the balance. He's the knight or an angel. He's got wings holding up the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail is always the feminine. The Holy Grail is the feminine that the masculine seeks to protect, to uphold. That is his goal. The Holy Grail is the womb. Now we've got the 8 of Cups. So all of this is water. So the 8 of Cups is Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn in Pisces on the card symbolizes letting go. This is what the obstacle is. Traditionally, that's called the obstacle card. I like to call it the integration card. So what we need to integrate is all of that Pisces energy where we've been martyrs, where we've fallen into the trap of the swamp, where we're stuck in negative emotions, shame, self-blame, not loving oneself. Pisces is all about self-acceptance, knowing that we're spiritual beings, having a temporary physical reality. Okay, now the conscious card, the sky card, is the 10 of Wands. So a release. All the 10s are completions, finishes, new beginnings, a release from oppression, breaking free from the illusory bonds. And at the bottom here we have the card of the Knight of Wands, which is the fire of fire. This is the card of Sagittarius. Saturn is in Sagittarius right now. Saturn will be the planet that will guide us for the next till 2017. Saturn is retrograde now. It's moving backwards out of Sag. It will re-enter Scorpio in the middle of June and go through the last 2 degrees of Scorpio to help us deal with all of that stuff pictured on this obstacle card, all of the old stuck emotions, all the gunk, all the tar, all of the residual negativity that we've been dealing with for the last 2.5 years will have to be gone through the middle of June to the middle of September. So the Knight of Wands is also about opening our minds. This represents the root chakra, the home, the foundation, the deep unconscious, inspiration. Knight of Wands, inspiration, positive energy, the fire. It's confident, okay? Okay, and then the card that represents what's influencing this whole reading is the Ace of Wands. And the aces are like this spring equinox, okay? It is the beginning of fire. The sun enters the sign of Aries. So this is where we're at here. We're at the beginning of this journey, okay? All right, now I use 11 cards in this reading because I do like to work with master numbers. Okay, and I don't do reversals. So here, I'm going to lay out the rest of the cards now. All right. Now, there were 2 major cards appearing in this reading. In the position of the outer self, how it appears, it's the Emperor, and the Emperor is the sign of Aries. So the sun has just entered the sign of Aries. It's just been eclipsed by the moon. The Emperor is the king. It is the ego. It is power. It's Aries energy. It's the warrior. So the warrior energy is what's being clarified here. If we go back to the beginning of the reading, we need to be clear about our intent. We know that we are worshiping and protecting the feminine, the Holy Grail, okay, through ethics, through honoring the feminine. We're leaving the limitations that we were in. We're getting out of this swamp, okay? We're just beginning this journey, okay? Positive energy, fire, inspiration, philosophy, aiming true, being honest. So the Emperor is a new beginning in terms of wise, masculine, positive energy. We are beginning a new year here. The Emperor takes responsibility for his actions, okay? And then we have the 9 of discs here. So this is gain. This is the most manifestation on the earthly plane. We need to build this into our bodies, into our physical selves. You know, what is really valuable? You know, where do we really gain? Do we gain from wallowing in our self-pity, or do we command our energy? Do we direct it positively? Do we have this balance of the masculine and the feminine? So the card of change, the only thing that's holding us back is fear of change, fear of stepping into the unknown, fear of being vulnerable. The downside of the king or the emperor is that he's always on the attack. He's always defensive. That's the whole point of the patriarchy, which is now very clearly coming to an end in so many ways. There were so many symbols, so many signs of that. And the goddess, the star here. The star is the card of Aquarius, and we are moving into the age of Aquarius. It's a beautiful card, the number 17. The number 17 is also part of the number 8, which is the symbol of 2015. So that sense of the infinity symbol where all time is now. We are infinite beings. So the star card, I always tell people that they need to embody the images of the card. So as for the star card, you would hold up your hand to the cosmos, open, receptive, asking to bring down that cosmic energy. And then the left hand, the receiving hand, is the one that transduces that energy. So we are merely vessels of the cosmic, of the divine, of the stars. The sun is a star, and we are part of that cosmos. We ourselves are literally stars, and we need to just be open, empty, pure vessels like the reed that Rumi talks about, playing the celestial music and serving humanity. You know, Christ is the higher consciousness. We're taking this out of this lower level and going up to the higher octaves. There are many, many dimensions. So with Aquarius, we all need to give each other rights, but we all need to work together. So Aquarius energy, new technology, new ways of communicating, more refined, higher energy. Not that it's a hierarchy, but it is more refined, it's higher. I did a very powerful meditation last night, right when the eclipse was happening, and I had a very powerful conversation with the goddess, explaining that we were definitely in this transition, that we need to constantly be aware from the inside out that we are just these light beings, these spiritual beings, temporarily also in this physical realm. That's not all of who we are, though. It's an illusion. It's real, but this age is ending. We are going to ascend into the higher realms. But this process is just beginning. So the outcome card here, the future, the star and the future card work together. So always staying on that higher consciousness level helps us to establish balance. And interestingly, the card has Mars and Aries on it. Mars rules Aries. Mars is in Aries. So it's called Dominion. So the Dominion, it shows two Dorjas. And Dorjas are symbols, Tibetan symbols of lightning bolts. And it's very much like a Herkimer diamond that has both ends aligned. So it is a symbol of the balance of the masculine and the feminine. That shows all 8 directions. And we've just begun at the east direction of the 8-spoked wheel of the year. So I would say that this is an auspicious new beginning. Lots of fire energy here. Some water, a little bit of earth. It's about manifestation, bringing the highest energy down into your body. Seeing this earth plane as the cosmic receptacle, that this is the Holy Grail, that we are the Holy Grails, and getting clear. There's these beautiful symbols on this first card here. On the significator, the Princess of Cups has a swan, a turtle, the lotus, white lotus, crystals, the dolphin. Honoring the waters, honoring ourselves, releasing the past. It's a process. I mean, in a sense, I think it is going to take until Saturn is back in Sagittarius here in November, when Saturn exactly squares Neptune. So it's a process. So be open, be clear about your feelings. Don't get stuck in the blame game, the scapegoating. Just take responsibility. A wise leader takes responsibility for his own self and never pushes. In traditional Eastern authority, a warrior is just someone who's very self-aware, very responsible. So a nice balance here of the star and the emperor. They are interchangeable according to Crowley's symbolism on the Tree of Life. I won't go into that right now. I just want to wish you a very positive, blessed spring equinox, autumn equinox, and the best to you. Oh, so mote it be. You can also come to my website. I have tarottarot.com, www.tarottarot.com, or follow me on Facebook. Go to my blog, infinitynow.wordpress.com, and I'd be very happy to help you if you need a spring tonic reading. Thank you very much. Namaste.